Oh boy!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 1 of Kryptonians Who Laugh. I'm your man, Kalel Creed. I'm here with my man, Zombay-kay.
What's up?
And that was a real dramatic way to come in. I appreciate your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
We're talking about horror, talking about games, talking about comedy, all the fun stuff, all the horror stuff. As you see, we got our co-host Ghostface here. He's hanging out.
Yeah, he's our sponsor.
Yeah, he's our sponsor. So, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, dude. I just been cranking these back, getting ready for this.
Yeah,
trying to hide myself.
Slow down a little bit.
Trying to hide myself up a little bit.
Got some mixed drinks. We got some green apple effing vodka and some blood orange, mix it with some grape juice and some pineapple juice, but
don't drink if you're underage.
yeah.
we gotta be good role models.
It's like his third one. He's been putting them back. So I calmed down a little bit.
All right.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. So I just kind of wanted to start this off with tell me a little bit about yourself and interviewing you right now.
Interviewing me.
Yeah, I'm interviewing you and you interview me.
Interesting.
Yeah, let's get it.
The guy that knows me already.
I don't know. What do you mean? I've never met you before, man. You just showed up in my apartment.
Yeah, just showed up and then we just started doing the podcast. Mm-hmm. That's how
you were robbing me, but then you felt bad, so you're like, let me help you out.
That's how successful podcasts work. You show up at somebody's door and you start doing the podcast. That's how that rolls. That's how it works.
Hell yeah, man.
Well, me, I'm from Lynchburg, Madison Heights. Grew up between both of those. Went to EC Glass High School, Lincoln Middle, Bedford Hills Elementary. When it burned down, bet y'all don't even remember that. When it burned down.
Don't think I was alive yet.
See, half of it burned down, and we got shipped to this like little charter school over on Old Forest Road. Mm-hmm. We had to go. I think it was like it used to be a church or something. There used to be a church or something. We had to go to school there, so I just remember going to school there.
Now, did somebody start the fire, or was it an accident?
I have no idea. We came back from.
Was it you?
No. That wasn't me.
Maybe. It's still being investigated.
I love Beverly Hills, but I just remember coming to school one day, and then they were like, "We're going somewhere else because the school caught on fire." Like, so half the school caught on fire, so half of it was still operational, and the other half, I think it was like, I want to say 3rd through 5th grade was the ones it might have been just 4th and 5th, but we were shipped over to the other school, and that's where I finished out the school year, and then came back the next year, and it was all rebuilt.
Now, it's like, what was this, middle school?
No, elementary school.
Elementary school?
Yeah. It was like, I was like in the 4th or 5th grade.
All right.
That happened. And yeah, it happened burned down. But after I graduated high school, I went to the military. Security forces, did security forces in the Air Force for 10 years, 6 months, 22 days.
Damn. How many hours?
I remember. I don't remember. No, I didn't have hours on there. It should have been. But hours, minutes, seconds off.
Yeah, right.
But my first duty station after I got out of basic training down in San Antonio was Great Falls, Montana. That's where I went. And if you're wondering what's in Great Falls, Montana, nothing.
Just
nothing. Nothing but it was clear land as far as the eye can see. And then, it had a Walmart, correction. Had a Walmart. It had one club. The Town Tavern, I think is what it was called, Town Tavern, where everybody went. Town Tavern. That's where we went every weekend. Canada was 2 hours away, so I went to Canada a couple of times. You need a passport, so we just went to Canada.
I'll be completely honest with you. I thought Montana was a southern state. I thought it was down by like Indiana or some shit. Like I didn't even go to front with you. When you said we were like 2 hours from Canada, wow. I was like, wait, what?
Wow.
I never pay attention to
Wow. But don't feel bad. I didn't know where Westfall went. So,
That's fair. Who knows where Montana?
Yeah. Montana. I did not do good with geography. So, but I found out it's up there with Washington State's up there. Idaho.
Washington?
Huh?
It's next to Washington?
Washington State. It's Washington State,
Wait.
and there's Idaho, not DC. Washington State, where Seattle is.
Yeah.
And that's all the way up in the corner of the U.S. All the way up in the if you're looking at the top left corner, is Washington State. Then it's Idaho that comes down like a little sliver, and then Montana's right beside it.
I'm gonna be. Wait, is it near Oregon?
Yes.
I'm
It's
an
all
idiot.
attention.
My best friend lives in Montana. Monster, the guy I was telling you about, he lives in Montana. He moved from Oregon to
How
Montana.
much he cares, Mom.
Don't tell him that, man. Our relationship started hanging with his friend.
That's how much he cares. Wow, that's crazy.
I don't remember, man.
But from Montana, I went to Turkey, into Turkey. The country, yes.
Okay, yeah, I was like, I don't
There's
remember
no
a
state
state.
named Turkey.
I'm not an idiot, right? I mean, I'm stupid, but I'm not an idiot.
So we went there, and I was nervous about going to Turkey at first, but that was honestly like one of the best times I ever had was going to Turkey.
Really?
Yeah. Being overseas, I was nervous about going overseas and leaving home, but I had so much fun. I even found some old VHS tapes the other day.
Really?
Of my trip over there, we went to Alanya, which is a vacation spot over in Turkey, where everybody from Europe goes to Alanya. This place, it's like all clubs. We all like paired up. It was like probably 10 of us, 8 to 10 of us, all chipped in on this trip to get a rental van. We drove up there. The hotel rooms were $15 a night. And each room came with 2 bedrooms, a kitchen, a living room, and a bathroom. So we just split the rooms because they had 2 bedrooms in it. So it was like $750 a night.
That's really good.
For your hotel room. Did that for 3 nights, and then we all rented scooters, so we didn't have to all pile in the van and go at the same time. Those were $15 a day, and that's when we just rode around the city looking like Rough Riders, scooters.
That's real cheap. Wow.
Yeah. It was so much fun. It was just a bunch of clubs that you would go to, and then around 2 o'clock, the clubs would shut down. You could get on this boat and go to this island, and it's just a party island until like 6 in the morning, and then they bring you back to the mainland. And
Seriously, Turkey is a party country.
Well, Alanya is a party
State.
Well, I don't know if it's a state. I don't know
Right,
what
it's
called,
city.
but it's in Turkey. Yeah.
Okay. Party city. Got it.
Party city. But yeah, it was one of the best times.
All right.
And then from Turkey, I went to DC, bowling, and then I got
Went
out
bowling in DC.
the Air Force Base.
Oh, I was like, that's a really weird reason to go to DC to want to go bowling. Like,
I did go bowling while I was there. I wasn't.
so was I wrong?
Yeah, I wasn't there for the bowling. The base was called Bowling Air Force Base.
Oh, okay.
BOLLING.
Got it.
And then I got out in 2010, and then played a little semi-pro football, and played some pro developmental football when I moved back up to Washington, and then I moved home and went back to school, got my degree in communication design,
All right.
started working security, and then I met you.
What's up? That's me. Yeah, that's the way we slide into my background. So, I was born in Fort Worth, Texas. Fun fact, I don't know if I remember ever telling you that. Yeah, I was born in Fort Worth, Texas. And I moved back up to Lynchburg when I was a few months old. But I still consider Fort Worth my home. 100%.
I've been there. I've been in Dallas Fort Worth area.
Yep, right over there. Yep, beautiful. Like it's the open plains. It's gorgeous. The roads there are made out of concrete.
That's what Montana looked like, except it didn't have all the buildings.
Oh,
Like open land, you could see.
just ass end.
Yeah. Just as long as I can see. Go ahead.
That's awesome. Yeah, like, that's what definitely. When I went down to visit them when I was after high school, I was definitely the most surprised that the roads are made out of concrete in Dallas.
Really?
Yeah, Because every road I've ever seen is asphalt. So when I went down there and it was like concrete, I was asking my aunt, I was like, why is it concrete? And she was like, I don't know, man. Like, this is what the city did. I was like, okay. Like, I guess it was cheaper, or I wouldn't think it would be, but.
This same one that you game with?
No. This is my Aunt Jamie. She's down in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, she's the one I stayed with. Well, I stayed with my grandparents and everything when I visited, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So anyway, yeah, I moved up here when I was a kid. Stayed with my grandparents, and that was pretty awesome. I went to Sheffield Elementary for a while there, and then when I moved into Campbell County in a trailer park, that's when I went off to Tomahawk.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard of Tomahawk?
I've heard of it, yes.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not like bad 'cause it's elementary school. When you get to high school, like Brookville High is just, like, don't recommend. But yeah, so I went, I stayed in there, was in Tomahawk for 5th grade. Then I went to Brookville Middle, Brookville High.
Okay.
Again, Brookville High is, if you've ever been there, like if anybody listening to this has ever been there, they'll know what I mean. It's like that country ratchet.
Just shade on the old high school.
I am going to throw so much shade on that, because it's not even like the normal type of like, man, these people are ratchet. It's not even the normal type. It's literally like the redneck kind. like the pickup trucks and sheets at 2 a.m. The redneck kind of people that chew dip at like 15. It's them. They're the ones. It's like Amherst County, but in Campbell County. It's horrible. No shade to Amherst. I'm sure it's fine, but
that's where I live.
You live in Amherst? Oh man,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Madison there. You work in Amherst County.
I thought Madison Heights was another area, man.
It is, but it's in Amherst County.
I didn't know that.
We just learned so much in these first 13 minutes.
So yeah, I went to Brookville High School, and then afterwards I went to Columbus, Ohio, for a summer. You would think further north it would be colder. Not
really?
Yeah, because it's right by the Great Lakes, so it's humid as hell. Virginia weather, it's like one day summer, one day winter. But in Columbus, Ohio, it was like a switch. And then it was just humid. Like, you walk outside and you can't breathe because you're sweating.
Humidity is trash.
I hate humidity, man. I would rather go to Texas and deal with the dry heat than be in Ohio and deal with the humidity.
That's how when I went to Iraq, you think of it as hot, but it's dry heat. It's not humid, which would be miserable.
Yeah,
but just a dry heat, which you can deal with a dry heat.
Yeah, definitely.
Taking a shower and walking outside and being sweaty, that's just the worst.
Yeah, it's horrible. It is horrible. So yeah, I went up to Columbus for a while, just for a few months. And then I came back to Virginia. Of course, I ventured to Texas, obviously, after high school. After high school, I really kind of went around a little bit. I went out to, what's it called? It's those islands that are right off the coast of North Carolina. You know what I'm talking about? Damn. It's, what's it called? I can't remember. Anyway, I went there for a vacation down by the beach, and I was terrified of sharks. And I was like, I don't want to get eaten, so I never went in the ocean. Like my cousin Shane, my aunts, all my family from Texas came out. They're the ones that took me there.
Like Myrtle Beach, or
no, it wasn't Myrtle Beach. Okay. It was these islands that were like right off the coast of North Carolina, and I can't remember the name of them.
From when I was little, I thought Myrtle Beach was pronounced Murder Beach.
Murder Beach?
Why would anybody want to go
to a murder beach?
To Murder Beach.
I mean, if you go. Well, I mean, Jason, but that's not like a murder lake. But there's a beach on a lake.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, that's all that happened with that. Then I worked for a few different places. I ain't gonna shoot any names. I think we don't need to get their backlash. It didn't go well. One of the places we worked there at the same time. Surprisingly, never saw each other because I think you were in T-Mobile at the time.
Oh, Star Trek?
Yeah.
Fuck Star Trek.
100%.
Star Trek.
Place is ass. cats.
Yeah. Fuck Star Trek.
Yeah, that's fair. But
I actually made a video about my time at Star Trek.
really?
When I got fired and why I actually got fired. It's my most viewed video.
Ugh.
So.
Damn, a lot of people like Star Trek.
No, it's not. My most viewed video was me scaring a cat with the air horn. That was the most viewed video.
They were trying to scare a cat with a cucumber.
Does that work?
Yes.
Does it?
Yes, because apparently the cat thinks it's a snake. So when it sees it, it freaks out and jumps. But you gotta like creep it up beside it when it's not paying attention, and then it'll look at it and like freak out because it immediately processes it as like there's this long thing in front of me and it's like it's a snake, and then it freaks out. Apparently.
I have a cat at home.
I'm not a catologist, but I've seen the videos and I've researched it. That's apparently what happens. But anyway, so yeah, after I worked around a little bit. Sound like a hoe, but with working. I worked around a lot. I've had some experience with the work field. Yeah. I worked at Intercon. It's a blue collar job in manufacturing. I worked at that for about a year. It's where actually I met my girlfriend. She was interning there over the summer, and I met her there. We hit it off. I cracked open a Monster can. It's a stupid story. She's probably going to hate me when she listens to this because she swears to this day it's not what made her.
Monster can?
Yeah.
Are you a Kyle?
Kinda. So we had a joke where like it was over text and we were joking, and I was talking about how like I was talking to her and she was like, yeah, you're being so like open, like why, like this isn't normal. Like usually you're quiet and you're working. I'm like, well, it must be. I jokingly said it must be because of the Monster I drank. And so she was like, oh, so that makes you confident. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to ask you on a date after cracking open a Monster can. So, and the next day, I slid in and cracked open a Monster can, took a sip and said, so. To this day, she hates me every time I bring it up. She's like, that is not why I went on a date with you. I'm like, that's totally why you went on a date with me.
That's what the data shows.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what the data shows. That's what the evidence shows.
She hates it every time I bring it up.
You might have you on this one.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, that was Intercon, and then after that, I think I might have immediately gone into security work. After that, I worked with Allied. Worked at a few different locations. Got a supervisor after a few months working for them because they were like, we can make you work 24 hours straight, 48 hours straight. And I was like, I'm not talking about that right now. I might get sued. So I ain't talking about that right now. They're a fine company. I ain't talking shit. So, and then after Allied, I got a job at the current security company I'm working for, and where I met you, and you're a pretty chill guy. So I was like, hey, you're neat.
The chillest.
He honestly, the only person that I think like combats you with it is Kevin, because he just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And then I mean Jeremy's always asleep, but we just kidding, Jeremy, we love you. But yeah.
What do you mean?
How's it going?
What's up, Jeremy?
Yeah, I said Jeremy. I love Jeremy. How's it going, bud? You're our friend. We're allowed to bully you.
Love you guys.
We need to have him as a guest on here one day, so that way everybody listening could just hear about him.
We don't have the time for him to get here. We don't have time for him to get up here.
All right. So yeah, that's a little bit about us. So why don't you tell them about your name, Kalel Creed? Why did you choose that?
Kalel Creed is a combination of a couple of things. Kal-El is Kal-El, if you break it down. Kal-El is Superman's real name from his home of Krypton. Mm-hmm. So I'm a huge nerd for Superman. Superman fan, that's my guy. Favorite superhero of all time. And Creed is from Apollo Creed from the Rocky movies.
Okay.
Always like, young black kid, didn't really have any action people role models, and then watched the Rocky movies and there's this guy who's like made of muscles, and my most memorable thing is him coming out to fight Dragoff. I think it was his name. Dragoff?
The Russian guy?
Yeah. And he came out with James Brown. He had all the American stuff on. Mm-hmm. And that's my favorite thing. So put them together, took the dash out of Kalel, made it one word, Kalel Creed. Kalel Creed, that's your guy.
All right, that's pretty dope.
Your turn.
All right, Zombay-kay. Okay.
You gotta tell the story.
I'm going to tell the story. So, when I was younger, as in high school, probably about sophomore years, when I met my current best friend, Monster. He's amazing. I doubt he's going to ever watch this, so he won't hear about me talking good about him. Because we only talk shit to each other. So he'll never hear me talk good about him. He's a great guy. So anyway, back in the day, I used to play a lot of like Halo, and I went by Baka, which is spelled B-A-K-A in English. It's a Japanese word, so obviously they don't use our characters.
Right.
But that's the closest we can get to it as Americans. Well, I was playing Halo, and this little kid, I can tell you, he probably hasn't hit puberty yet. His voice is high pitched as hell, so I can tell you he had not hit puberty yet. He mispronounced it and called it Bake, and I corrected him, and I was like, "There's no Y's in it. It's B-A-K-A. It's Ba-Ka. There's no Y's. So how did you get the E sound? Bay-K. How did you get that? I don't understand." So in my frustration, I foolishly decided to tell my friend that my name got mispronounced. This was back in like 2013, and he still calls me it to this day. In 2020, he still calls me Bake. And so for a while there, I went by Halloween Spook because that was like, my shit. I love Halloween. I have a problem. You can ask him. I mean, I'm the one that put the space up here. I have issues. Horror is my shit. Yes. I'm always like, hey, want to watch a horror movie? I think it's horrible. So anyway, I decided, what's a good way to combine horror and, that kind of like that running joke with my friends that I'm Zombay-kay. And Zombay-kay. So I have Zombay-K, and that's Zombay-kay. Yeah, there you go. Bam. That's how I came up with my name. Ain't nothing special, and I still hear about it. My aunt calls me it all the time. She actually calls me Bakey. So that's a different story.
Is this the gamer aunt?
Yes, this is Aunt Jen. She was by Izzy. She's like my best friend,
right?
Yeah, she might watch it. Yeah. Hey, Jen, you're awesome. I love you. You're great. She's hilarious. I love her to death. She's been my best friend since I was a kid, and a lot of people are like, oh, she's family. I don't care. You can make your best friend's family.
How much older is she like?
We don't talk about a woman's age, man.
No. I mean, is it like a big difference in age?
Not really. She's like in her 30s, like late 30s.
Oh,
yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, so she's not bad in her age or anything like that. She's not like, I'm 60 years old. No. And we game all the time. She's actually the one that got me into gaming. Was my Aunt Jen. I used to play Scooby-Doo, but that's later in the conversation.
So she's the one that made you make bad decisions to get an Xbox. Okay.
Yes, actually. Well, she has a PlayStation, and she has an Xbox.
Because she's an adult, but...
Okay, we'll get into that. That's a later conversation between Xbox and PlayStation. Yeah, so talking about my aunt. She actually, she calls me a little bit. She calls me Bake, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know why I decided to do this, but I decided to fuck with her, and by doing so, fuck up her name Izzy as much as possible. So I started off with easy stuff like Izzy, Izzy. And over time, I just got more and more, it didn't even sound like her name anymore. And so I came up, and we were asleep, we both were sleep deprived as fuck. I think we were playing, Modern Warfare, I can't remember what the hell we were playing, but we were playing something together. And I came on, I was like, Angela, I got the perfect name for you. She's like, what? And I'm like, Wheezy.
Wheezy, baby.
Yeah, so I started calling her, and she started laughing. She goes, that sounds almost like a rap name, like Lil Weezy. So I started calling her Lil Weezy.
Wheezy, baby.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey, Lil Weezy, how you doing? And she started laughing hard, and so I got Monster, we just talked about him, to call her Lil Weezy. He joined the party, and I was texting him on Facebook, and I was like, hey, man, when Aunt Jen joins the party, call her, what's up, Lil Weezy? Because she didn't know I told him. So she joins the party. He's like, "Hey, what's going on, Louise?" And she's like, "God damn it!" Like it was.
I will be referring to you going forward as Lil Weezy.
That's great.
So
I love it. So
that
yeah. So to get back at me, just fair warning, she decided to fuck up my name and call me Lil Bakey instead of Zombay-kay, Lil Bakey. And so yeah, that's what's going on. So if I ever say Lil Weezy, Izzy, or Aunt Jen, they're all the same person. 100%. There's just different names for her. But yeah, she's my best friend. Love her to death. She's probably going to be watching this, so she's showing her support. So she's probably going to be watching this. So love you. Here's your shout out.
appreciate you.
Yeah. So going from that, I want you to tell me about your first horror movie ever.
My first horror movie or horror experience? Because they're different.
The horror experience could be like you were being stalked on your way home. Like
No. My first horror. This wasn't really a movie. It was Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Okay.
And my dad loved telling the story.
Battery light went out.
This is like,
Okay.
my dad loved telling the story of Little Dion.
Was that your rap name?
No,
Lil Dion?
No, just me.
Lil Bakey, Lil Weezy, Lil Dion.
Just Little Dion. Being in the living room, and they did this is the first time the video ever came on. First time Thriller was ever played.
Okay.
And I was like, I want to say 2 or 3.
Okay.
And Michael Jackson turned into the zombie or whatever he turned into, and I screamed and ran out of the room. I was terrified of Michael Jackson. I thought, and this is a true story.
Okay.
No, I thought that if you got Michael Jackson mad, he'd turn into that zombie.
You thought if you got
I thought in real life, in high definition, if you made Michael Jackson mad, he turned into a zombie. That's what I thought when I was little.
Okay.
I was terrified of.
And did your dad correct you, or he just let you? That's awesome.
So, I don't think I ever said it out loud though. I don't think I ever said anything about him turning into a zombie.
Okay.
I think it was just in my head. It was just because in the video he turned into the zombie. Like
right.
He was walking with the girl and he turned around and he was the zombie. So I thought that was real life.
Okay.
I was 3 or 4.
In high definition.
In high definition. Everything was in high definition. In real life, I thought if you made Michael Jackson mad,
turn into a zombie.
turn into a zombie. So I was scared of Michael Jackson.
I mean, to be fair, do we have any proof otherwise? Have we ever seen him mad? Just saying. Prove us wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that was your first horror experience.
Now, my first horror movie that I remember,
Okay.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's a segue. Spoilers. Okay, go ahead.
Freddy Krueger. Again,
My boy. Our boy.
terrified of Freddy Krueger.
Okay.
This is the fear of Freddy Krueger goes deep. It goes so deep that you don't know this part.
Okay.
I didn't get over it until probably about 6 years ago.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
And that's when I watched the documentary of how they made the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. It was called Never Sleep Again. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
And it went into like how
It's
they
on-
made the movies. I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Shudder.
Oh shit. Okay.
Shudder. Watch it.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Never Sleep Again. And it was really good. And that's how I really, truly got over my fear of Freddy Krueger.
I think it's also on Netflix, actually.
Yeah, maybe. But when I was little, we would go to my aunt and uncle's house in Newport News, and for some reason, they all watched the new Nightmare on Elm Street movies whenever they came out. And they would watch them together as a family. And I was so scared. I was too scared to leave the room and go in another room by myself. They weren't afraid to get me. But I was too scared to watch the movie So I sat. My grandmother sat in a recliner. I sat with my head in between her hip and the recliner arm the entire movie. For an entire movie. I would not pick my head up. I would not look around. I would sit there the entire time. I think I came up for air a couple of times. When I didn't hear, when I heard like everything was okay. If I thought Freddy was coming, head back into like what's that animal that puts his head in the ground?
An ostrich.
Yeah, that was me. That was me.
All right, or was it an emu? Emu?
No, I think it's an emu.
Yeah, I think it's an ostrich.
Maybe an ostrich.
Probably a lot.
Whenever put his head in the ground, that was me. I was that.
Yeah.
And it was in between my grandmother's hip and the arm on the chair. Not pick my head up because I was that afraid of Freddy.
All right. Okay. Mine is a lot of people wouldn't even consider it horror. I was young as hell. I was out with my it was me, my sister Lizzie, and my. Oh, you gonna refill?
Yeah.
Hit me up too, but I'm already feeling it real hard, but I can go for a fourth. I'm good. It was me, Lizzie, and I think her best friend at the time was Jamie, I think. We were up at at Rachel's house, my biological mom, and we were watching Sleepy Hollow. Johnny Depp starred in it, and it had like just recently come out at that point, and we were watching it on DVD. And I consider that my first horror movie, and it scared me shitless.
I was going to ask you, were you scared?
I was scared shitless, dude. I literally did not sleep for days. I was terrified. The only time I would sleep is if I had my dog in the bed with me. I was scared as hell. And there's one scene that haunted me. And still, I can vividly remember it. That's how fucked up it was for me as a kid. And the scene was Johnny Depp was having a flashback of when he was a child, and he was going to see his mom or something. And you ever heard the Iron Maiden?
Yeah.
The torture tool from medieval ages. It was like a sarcophagus. Yeah, put our sponsor back up again. It was a sarcophagus, and it's full of like spikes. And what they would do is they would close it on you. And that hurts.
Like a coffin with
a bunch of spikes in it, and it hurts like a bitch.
Yeah.
So
I would imagine.
Yeah, and all you can see is like the eyes. All you can see is the eyes.
Okay.
So literally, I vividly, to this day, remember Johnny Depp as a kid. He's going into the room where his mom is, and he sees the Iron Maiden like sarcophagus shit, and you can see the eyes of his mom, and she looks terrified. And he opens it up, and just a wave of blood like overwhelms him, and it wakes him up like he was dreaming or some shit. And that fucked me up. Like, when I saw that, I was like, oh my god. I did the whole stereotypical kid thing, go under the blankets and pretend it's not there. I was like, tell me when it's over. And they were like, that was it, it's over. My sister was trying to reassure me, like, that was it, it's over, it's done. And I was like, no, I'm not coming back up. And that's The Headless Horseman. Sleepy Hollow, I still think it's a great movie, but that was my first horror movie. Scared the shit out of me.
That scared you. I did not know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, as a kid, that did me in, dude. That was it.
Oh, wow, Sleepy Hollow was what got you.
Yeah, dude. And then to this day, I can watch like some crazy shit like Get Out and just be like, ha! I watched the new It and I started laughing.
You're hardcore into horror.
Yep.
And where we work at is not the uncreepiest place.
Oh, it's creepy as shit. It's creepy as shit.
And you'll go into any one of those buildings at night by yourself.
Oh yeah.
And you don't have a problem with it. But that movie
fucked me up.
How long did it take you to watch it again?
I started watching it.
You haven't watched it since?
Nope. I tried to watch it with my sisters, but the movie got cut short because my parents got home. And I didn't want them to know I was showing them Sleepy Hollow because I was still freaked out. It scarred me, dude.
How long ago was that?
2018? 2019?
Okay, so not that long ago.
No, not.
But you still haven't watched the whole movie?
Nope.
Since it scared you when you were How old were you when it happened?
Dude, I was like maybe 5. I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was like a baby.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's Sleepy Hollow. It fucked me up. And what's crazy is like looking back on it. It's Johnny Depp. So no matter what, he definitely made it comedic.
Right.
You know? Like, I'm sure he made that shit funny. But like, I'm pretty sure Tim Burton was like, he did. If Johnny Depp's in it, Tim Burton. If it's a horror movie and Johnny Depp did it, probably Tim Burton.
Yeah.
But it fucked me up, man. Like, seeing that guy ride around without a head fucked me up. Seeing that
was scary, but Freddy wasn't scary?
No, Freddy was not scary to me. I thought Freddy was awesome. And to me, as a kid, when I saw Nightmare on Elm Street for the first time, in my opinion, I would rather die by Freddy than die by the Headless Horseman.
Wow.
Yeah, even though Freddy would have played on that fear of the Headless Horseman and made me witness that. So, like, I didn't have logic, but I had a reason, and it was Headless Horseman was creepy as fuck. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
There was another horror movie that really fucked me up when I was a kid. It was after the first one. What the hell was it? I can't even remember. I think it was I Know How You Killed Me or something.
I've never heard of it.
It was about these two twins, and the one twin, you know, it was about the whole theory of like if you put pain on one twin, the other one feels it.
Uh-huh.
It was that whole like, you know, shit. And so the one twin like felt her sister in pain. I don't even remember if she knew she had a twin. I don't remember the movie at all. I don't remember the plot at all. All I remember is like the chick was getting like her, like the dude, the piano teacher was like cutting off her fingers, and like it was fucked, dude. And like he had like her foot like frozen, and like he would randomly be like, oh, like it was, yeah, it was fucking wrong. And like she ended up like digging up her twin, and like her twin, I think she was dead or about to die. I can't remember, but I think it was I Know How You Killed Me. I think that was the movie, but it was fucked.
Really?
Yeah, but that was after Sleepy Hollow. But yeah, Sleepy Hollow, first horror movie. To this day, I haven't watched it again.
Wow. I mean, I watched Nightmare on Elm Street a couple of times.
I mean, it's a classic.
Yeah, that one and the new one.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Maybe watch the new one again. But.
Yeah. What about your favorite horror movie or franchise? Granted, I'm more of a franchise guy.
That I could watch over and over again?
Or just the one that you think hits you the most and like, this is badass. Whatever, you know?
I don't think I have one that's that.
Okay.
One that I could probably watch over and over again is honestly Child's Play.
Okay, with Chucky?
Yeah. Those are the ones that I could watch, you know, all of them and be like, okay, well, I can do this. Because some of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies were horrible. Some of the Friday the 13th movies were horrible.
Freddy's Dead.
Some of the Halloween movies were horrible.
Yeah.
Like, but from beginning to end, I could probably watch all of the I can watch all the Child's Play movies, all the Chucky movies, but okay, well, I mean, they aren't the greatest movies, but they keep my attention with like, oh, this is like grown-worthy stupid. You know, It was like the Chucky movies, like even though he went from a serious killer to kind of like depending on quips and like you know, one-liners and all that stuff towards the end.
Right.
I can still do it with Chucky. You know, I'm still good with Chucky. So
okay.
Chucky will be my and my uncle. My uncle's name is Chucky. He had a doll, like a Cabbage Patch doll. I don't know if you remember Cabbage Patch dolls, but he had a Cabbage Patch doll, and he had like a little name tag on it, and it was Chucky. But it wasn't the actual Chucky doll, but he had a Chucky doll.
Okay. So your uncle, whose name is Chucky, had a doll whose name is Chucky. Was your uncle a serial killer?
No, not that I know of. He drove trucks.
He drove trucks.
He was a delivery guy.
Did he deliver bodies to a graveyard?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what Chuck delivered, but I just know that he left and he delivered and came back home at night.
All right.
You know, he hasn't been arrested for it, so I'm assuming not. So.
Okay, I got it. don't mess with your uncle. Understood. But all right. So why is that really stuck with you though? How about that? Like, tell me, like, why is it your favorite over like Nightmare on Elm Street, which was your first?
Because, like I said, some of the Nightmare movies
were shitty.
All right, yeah. So, but the Chucky movies, some of them, they were stupid funny, but they held my. It was like, okay, I can get it. I can do this.
Right. Okay.
And that's the main reason. It's not like they were the greatest movies ever, or you know, that's just what sits well with me is Chucky. So that'll be my pick. What about you? Meaning, what can you watch from? You can watch the first one all the way through. You can watch them in succession.
Dude. There's probably like 3. They're tied.
Really?
Yeah.
What are
Freddy Krueger, Saw, and Scream.
I figured you'd pick Saw as the one.
That was.
You can go from one movie all the way through.
That was close. I think I like Scream because it's funny because it's playing on the horror genre.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's making fun of it. Mm-hmm. So I think it's hilarious. It's like a parody, but it's also terrifying because it's like, you know, like a horror mystery. You don't know who the Ghostface killer is. Right. Sponsor, Ghostface, watch the movies. I'm joking.
Pay us money, Ghostface.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, what the hell, dude? Like, we're just giving you free publicity.
Give us money.
Publicity. But yeah, Scream is fantastic. To be honest, I guess it's a throw up between Saw and Freddy. Because Jigsaw, there's so much to him.
Right.
You know? Like, there's so much, like, he has like his own cult. By the way, the new movie Spiral's coming out. Can't fucking wait.
Yeah, just rock.
I'm so excited, dude. Like, it's up there with like Candyman. I'm so stoked for both of those movies. But Jigsaw, I love him because he's like psychological. You know, for him in his brain, he has a legitimate reason for doing what he does.
Gotcha.
So I guess in that sense, it would be Saw.
Okay.
You know, because I can literally talk about him for hours.
Okay.
Not just watch his movies. But Freddy, I love him to death. I love the concept of Freddy. But he's not scary to me. You know? Like, to me, like, Jigsaw is terrifying.
Okay.
Like, to be in a Jigsaw trap and have to do self-mutilation to get out of it, that's terrifying.
Okay.
Versus Freddy, it's like he would play on that fear. He's not that fear. Uh-huh. He would manipulate that fear and use it.
Okay.
So Freddy himself, I'm just like, yeah, I might have a laugh before I die. Because he has a good sense of humor.
Okay.
So
I guess.
So yeah, Jigsaw, he wins. I love Saw. Saw is my shit. Okay. I now that I'm saying it, I will back it. Saw is my shit.
Okay. Alright.
So that's probably my favorite horror franchise. Now I asked you about why for Chucky, so why for Saw? Like I said, psychological killer. Mm-hmm. Like, he has his reasons. Now, us as sane individuals, we're like, that doesn't hold up in court. Like, you're a murderer.
Right.
like 100% Saw, you're a murderer. It's like, I didn't pull the trigger. It's like, but you gave him the gun and said, if you don't die from pulling the trigger, you die from, like, acid.
Yeah.
You freaking did that. So, like, he's a murderer, 100%. But, like, I think on a terrifying level, Saul is like worse because you can definitely see his morality behind it is just twisted. Okay. Especially because, like, if you watch Saul, there's a lot of like medieval Christian theology with him, where he's like, you know, you suffer to have redemption. Okay. You know, like back in the day during the Salem witch trials, I believe is the time period they would have him with. It was like they would have, you know, the person, and they would be like just berated by the church that they sent. You know, they would tell the church what they did, and they would just be berated non-stop. Okay. And they like be ostracized from the people, and the whole time they'd be like fasting, starving, being treated like crap. Horrible stuff. Look into it. But yeah, so like a lot of people. I'm not the first person to realize it, so I'm not trying to like take credit for it. Not me. Spoiler alert, other people have thought of it. I think Matt Pat did a video on it. Film Theory, love it, watch it. Sponsor us, Matt Pat. Just kidding. So Jigsaw, I love the philosophy behind him. It's so interesting how the first Saw movie, I think, hits with me. If I had to pick out of all the Jigsaw movies, the first one hits with me harder than any of the other ones.
I think that has the biggest shock factor.
Yeah, definitely. Because like
I'd never seen anything like that in a movie before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it definitely had the biggest like oh shit moment out of like all of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely think like that just hits on a different level. Like when I saw that first Jigsaw movie, and he's spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Jigsaw, pause, go watch it, and then come back. If you haven't seen it also, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like it's one of the greatest movies of our generation. But that's obviously an opinion. So like just seeing him as a corpse the whole movie and then just freaking stand up, and that ending theme kicks in.
He was there the whole time.
Yeah, and it just goes game over and like slams. That's like bruh, like dope, 100% dope. Like the whole. I remember seeing videos about that in the theater. Everybody in the theater went dead silent.
Yeah.
Because most horror movies have a good ending.
Mm-hmm.
Like even like Nightmare on Elm Street, Nancy Thomas did survive it. Like like the hood came up with the stripes.
Did she though?
Yeah, 'cause she came back.
Was it but was that part of Dream?
We'll go over that.
Okay.
Well, spoiler alert. We'll talk about that. So yeah, Jigsaw. Love him to death. Amazing.
Okay.
So, writing from that, favorite horror franchise, we already know your favorite superhero, Superman. Tell us why.
I don't have a reason. I don't really have a reason. It was just I know, but it's just that I grew up with Superman. I grew up with, I think it was the third one that I was scared of, that scared me. The one, whichever one Richard Pryor was in. I think it was the third one.
Bro, I don't watch. I don't know.
But I think it was the third one, the one with Richard Pryor, when that somebody morphed into like an aluminum robot monster thing.
Oh, a Terminator?
No, it wasn't a Terminator, but for some reason it scared me.
Okay.
I was scared of that, but I just always grew up with Spider-Man. Christopher Reeves was my first Superman.
Okay. You said Spider-Man there for a second.
Huh?
You said Spider-Man.
I did not.
Yeah,
Superman.
You said Spider-Man.
Did I say Spider-Man? I just always grew up with Spider-Man. I just always grew up with Spider-Man. I just always grew up with Spider-Man.
Okay.
My first Superman.
Alright.
And then from him, I don't think it was another one until the Superman Returns, which was supposed to be a sequel to, I think, the original Superman.
Shit.
Calm down there, Sparky.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But I didn't really like this. I didn't really like that Superman. I didn't think it was that good.
Mm-hmm.
And then on to Henry Cavill, which I love as Superman. I hope he comes back, but I don't know. But
okay.
It's just all like everybody is. Well, a lot of people are like Wolverine's my favorite, or Batman, which I don't get. I have a cousin who he's Batman all day. I'm Superman all day.
Mm-hmm.
I call him Bruce and Wayne. I call him like the Batman. He calls me Kal-El. He calls me Kryptonian, the alien, and all kinds of stuff. I talk to him about Wayne Tech and how stupid he is.
All right.
And it's cool, Brian. It's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
But I was just always a Superman fan, and I haven't changed. I haven't seen anybody that would change me. I've always loved Superman. Yeah, that's me. What about you, superhero wise?
So my favorite superhero, probably, childhood favorite superhero is Spider-Man. That was my shit as a kid.
My 4-year-old's favorite superhero. Go ahead. I mean,
I'm not a child.
you are a child. So. You baby. You little baby. He's a little.
Okay.
Little baby.
Okay. All right.
Baby. Little baby.
Baby.
Little
Oh my
baby.
God. Be careful. If she listens to this, she'll start saying it.
It's a baby.
So yeah, I dig Spider-Man, and I also dig Batman.
That's my 13-year-old.
Hey, at least
Cause you look kid.
both my heroes, their arch nemesis in a rock.
Okay.
Enemy. Words.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's not an enemy. It's a weakness.
it's a rock.
It's a. it's just a rock.
Anyway, so yeah, Spider-Man was my shit growing up. Like Web of Shadows, dude. You ever play Web of Shadows? It was dope. Like Venom was like turning all the citizens of New York into symbiotes. Sick as fuck. If you ever played Web of Shadows, you know what I'm talking about. It's one of the best games of Spider-Man, obviously, that like ever. Like Spider-Man, dude. But now that I'm older, more mature, Batman. Hey, at least I don't need superpowers to kick somebody's ass, you know. Batman just does it with his money. Like,
He just murders.
yeah.
He definitely murders.
Batman's a murderer. Alright?
Definitely kills.
He's a murderer straight up.
My code is I don't kill people.
Throw someone off a 3-story building.
Yeah. Take his batarang to the chest and you'll pull through.
Right off a drop kick you out a window. It's like, isn't this like a tower? Like shh.
And his tech wasn't that good.
That's fair.
Let's talk about. Did you see Batman 1989? The one with Jack Nicholson?
I think so, yeah. That's like the OG Joker.
It's the OG Joker. Did you see when? Well, Cesar Romero was the OG Joker, but the first movie Joker was Jack Nicholson, and Batman had a targeting system that zeroes in and puts a dot on the Joker. He shoots at him and still misses.
Well, it's because his code isn't to kill people. So it's
but he killed every henchman that was beside him with rockets. So
okay,
the
that's fair.
story doesn't add up.
But going to, and if you were trying to, Superman got his ass beat by Alfred. Alfred took on some brass knuckle, kryptonite brass knuckles.
It's cheating.
Hey man,
It's cheating.
all Superman's powers are cheating when he fights
It's
Batman.
cheating. And he holds back. And anybody who thinks that Batman can be Superman, out of your mind.
Are you serious?
Out of your mind.
Batman has a contingency plan put on forth.
What's the contingency plan for getting his spine snapped and for getting pulled apart by?
Maybe he has a kryptonite gas in his bloodstream. And then he gets pulled apart and just sprays Superman in the face with some pepper spray.
But Batman's dead.
But what if Superman's coming towards him?
But Batman's dead.
Batman just sprays him with kryptonite. He's like, ah! Like, it's game over.
Superman way too fast for that. He moves at the speed of light.
Okay.
Faster than a speeding bullet. Batman's not gonna see it.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Superman gets his power from the sun. Why is he so pasty? Why is he so pasty? He gets his power from the sun, sat a few inches from the sun, soaking it in on one of the
The
comics.
Fortress of Solitude is in a cold place. Not a lot of sun gets there. Stays inside.
He sat in front of the sun for like
First of all,
days.
Henry Cavill, very tan. Very tan. You're welcome.
Okay. Henry Cavill, we love you.
You're
Alright, go
welcome.
on.
Very tan. So that's our new.
That's the one from like the Justice League, right? The new Superman, the newest
Yes.
version. Guy that also played The Witcher in the Netflix adaptation.
Yes.
Love that guy. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give this to you. He carried the Justice League movie. 100%. I love him as Superman. I don't love Superman. I think Superman's boring. But I love him as Superman. He's fantastic. He carries the role beautifully. New Batman.
Really?
Yeah.
I like Batfleck.
I don't like Ben Affleck as Batman because
Batfleck.
he's too.
I do. I like Batfleck. I think he was a good.
He's like the Batman Punisher.
Huh?
He's like the Punisher version of Batman.
He's the Arkham Asylum Batman. You played that game?
I love Arkham Asylum. What do you mean I played that game? I'm a Batman fan.
I mean, well, you know, he's a little baby, so.
Oh my god.
Maybe you can stay up that late.
You can't stay up that late. Your curfew's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, he's a little baby, so you can't really stay up that late. So maybe you didn't play the Arkham Asylum, you know.
Yeah, no, I played Arkham Asylum. I love it. That's shit. I'm feeling these drinks. They're fucking with my brain. The guy that plays Luke.
Because she's a baby.
Oh my god. You're a drink behind me.
Because I'm an adult, I know when to cut it off.
I don't want to. This is my apartment.
To cut it off.
I don't gotta go nowhere. This is my home.
Cut it off.
You're the one that's gotta drive. But what's that? Fuck. The guy that plays Luke. What's his name? Star Wars. Guy plays Luke. He voices the Joker in the Arkham series.
Hamill?
Mark Hamill. Thank you. Telling you, I'm feeling these. I swear to God.
I almost said Matt Hamill.
Matt Hamill? No, Matt Hamill. No, Mark Hamill. He's my boy. I love him. Sponsor it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, Mark, give me money.
Yeah. You're never gonna give us money. Just give us like a permission to put your T-shirt, like your face on a T-shirt.
Give us money. Give us money.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, Mark Hamill voiced the Joker in the Arkham series.
Right. Yeah, I know.
And I love the Arkham Knight series. That game is fantastic. But anyway, yeah. So probably currently, Batman's my favorite superhero. I love the Dark Knight series. Heath Ledger, favorite Joker by far. Love Heath Ledger. Rest in peace. Yes, that's my favorite adaptation of him. Is the Dark Knight series. I love that version of Batman.
Okay.
Like, I mean, yeah, a lot of people are going to give me heat about that, but like, I love him because he's, to me, with that current vibe of Gotham, you know, and the current villains that he's dealing with, he's the perfect adaptation of the Batman Gotham needs. Not what it wants, not the hero it wants, the hero it needs. But yeah, so that's definitely my favorite adaptation. Has nothing to do with the villains of Batman. Certainly not. Definitely not Heath Ledger's Joker. It does. Oh, I love Heath Ledger. Shit's, if I can count Joker as a hero, he'd be the one I'm talking about. Love Joker. New Joker movie, watch it. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, leading off of that, we're still going into this. We've been teasing it for a while. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yep.
So, tell me more about your first true experience of it. You talked about how you were hiding your face in your grandma's hip like a baby.
So, because I was a baby.
I mean, you're a baby, like, I mean, what was it, like 6 years ago?
No.
5 years ago?
No, that's why I got over it.
What was it, like 2 months ago? He just watched it last night and he still got scared. But go ahead.
I don't like this. I don't like that.
He's like, I can dish shit out, but I just can't take it.
Exactly.
All right, go ahead.
Like a true adult.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So, like I said, my first experience with it was then. I didn't watch the full thing till I think I was in the military when I watched it again.
Mm-hmm.
And
thanks for your service, by the way.
Huh?
Thank you for your service, by the way.
I guess. But that was the next time I watched it again. And I started getting, I don't want to say fascinated by Freddy, but he became one of my favorites because of I like humor, I love comedy, I love sarcasm, I love all that stuff. So
that's fair.
He did all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I became more and more of a fan of him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and of what he did. And the later it got into the movies, the more, I would say, sarcastic he got, the more he was dependent. I won't say dependent, but he was more, what sold him more was all his one-liners.
Sure.
So,
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
yeah, which was ad-lib. Which was,
It was.
Yeah,
It was on the spot.
It was the only ad-lib line in all the movies, and it's probably the most famous one. So,
on that on a t-shirt.
yeah, that was mine. What about you?
Nightmare on Elm Street definitely hit me some fierce when I was younger. It didn't scare me.
Never?
No.
Okay.
To this day, Freddy doesn't scare me. He's like a train wreck.
Okay.
Like his whole franchise. Because like I said, like, you know, Dream Child, Freddy's Dead.
I like Freddy's Dead.
I hate Freddy's Dead.
I liked it.
Freddy's Dead is
funny.
Shit.
Power Glove. That's funny.
So bad.
That's funny. Power Glove. And he was stalking.
Yeah.
That was
But
hilarious.
then he was like, doo-doo.
Yeah.
Like, it's so bad.
Yeah, Super Freddy.
Yeah.
Super Freddy.
Super Freddy.
Yeah.
No, man. No, come on.
Yeah, Super Freddy, man.
I mean, even Dream Warriors was shit. Like, I don't like Dream Warriors. Like, I thought...
Which one was Dream? It was
Dream Warriors was the Welcome to Primetime, bitch.
It was Dream Warriors, and it was, what was the other one called? Well, you can kind of confuse the two because they had the same characters pretty much.
It was the one after Dream Warriors. I think it was the third one or something. It was with Alice as the main character.
No, it was like, I think it was the fourth or the third. The second one was the.
Oh, right, the second one was with the
gay
guy.
The
Yeah.
gay one.
Yeah.
Oh shit, the was coming.
He was like, yeah, he was like using him to like kill people and shit. Yeah. We'll get into that. That's a different topic. This is Nightmare though. So Nightmare on Elm Street itself, the very first one, I loved it. Cheesy as fuck, 100%. But but when I first watched it, I was maybe in middle school when I first watched it. So like,
that was your first.
Yeah. I hadn't watched it before that because my parents were like, it's rated R, you can't watch it. So I had watched it behind their back.
Yeah.
Hopefully mom and dad aren't watching this. But went over to my friend's house. I think it was like Mikey or something, like at Michael's house or some shit. We watched Nightmare. He was in the trailer park. He lived up the street from us. I went over to his place and we watched Nightmare on Elm Street. It's also where I watched I Know Who Killed Me. It's where I watched that one too, I think.
Okay.
But anyway, so yeah, that definitely, he's my favorite slasher hero. The hero, well, killer.
The hero.
Yeah. He's my favorite slasher killer by far. I love Freddy. I love him to death. I think he's whimsical. He has good humor to him. I think if in Nightmare on Elm Street, the cast that they had, it was cheesy, but it was good. You know, like they couldn't have had a better Nancy at that time.
Nancy is the only character I like. The rest of them were just.
I love Nancy.
Were just knife glove fodder. You know, something for him to poke at.
Yeah. Be like, this is what my power is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So none of them were really memorable. You know, even her boyfriend, I didn't remember too much.
Didn't Johnny Depp play her boyfriend?
Was he her boyfriend?
When was Johnny Depp in the series? He was in the first one. He was in the first one.
He got pulled into the
bed, right?
Yeah,
It was like
the geyser.
Yeah, that was her boyfriend.
Was he? Oh,
And he lived across the street from her.
yeah.
That's how her boyfriend got taken the fuck out. He got pulled into the mattress and
told him don't fall asleep, and he immediately.
yeah, he was
So-
ass, dude. She was like, if I fall asleep, wake me up, and then he's just like, he was just done, like immediately done. Worst fucking. He was horrible, dude. But I mean, like, his death was dope. I think definitely his death. No, wait. Was Johnny Depp wasn't in the first one?
Yes, he was.
Was he?
Yes.
I thought he played the guy that had like the chick was in the mattress and it was on the poster. Like it was like it's like the supermodels on the poster, and then like he had it was like a wet dream. Like how about this for a wet dream? And like pulled him in. And
No, Johnny Depp got pulled in the geyser one. That was Johnny Depp.
who was the guy from the mattress then?
What if I know? I know Johnny Depp's.
The guy that got pulled in the mattress.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know that.
I'm not crazy. I'm sure that death happened 100%. In one of the movies, some dude saw a model in his mattress in his waterbed, and like. And his mom found him in the waterbed, like, dead, and she was like, didn't even question how the fuck he got in there. She's like, oh, this was normal, he just suicided. Like, what? But anyway. Yeah, so Nightmare on Elm Street. I loved the movie. I think it was really good. It definitely, for me personally, is what, I think Nightmare on Elm Street was the gateway into horror for me.
Yep, he was in the original Nightmare.
Yeah, the original Nightmare was the gateway into horror. So before that, I hadn't even watched Saw first, to be honest. Like, I didn't watch Saw yet before I saw Nightmare. You know, I saw Nightmare on Elm Street, and I wasn't scared of it, but I loved the concept of it, of that slasher, and that's what made me curious and was like, what else is there out there? You know, so I call it my gateway. Was Freddy opened the gates, was like, I can show you the world, and I was like, oh, cool. So I love Nightmare. It holds a special place in my heart as, you know, my gateway horror movie. I don't think he's scary. I think he'd be terrifying to go up against, like in real life. That'd be ass. That'd be ass. But I don't think the movie Freddy Krueger is scary. He would make me laugh more than he would terrify me. So he might not even like go after me because I'd just be laughing my ass off at all his one-liners. I'd be like, bruh, puns, love it. Like, let's go. But yeah, so how does the old Nightmare, the original Nightmare, hold up to the remake? You know we gotta talk about it. I know it's like taboo.
I wasn't a fan of the remake. I only watched it once before we watched it again. Mm-hmm. I only watched it that once, and I didn't. Robert Englund was my Freddy.
Okay.
Robert Englund is my Freddy Krueger.
Uh-huh.
So, I wasn't a fan of the remake. Now, upon watching it again with you, with your new explanation, I like it a lot better.
That's what's up.
It's definitely a lot darker, with less emphasis on one-liners. Mm-hmm. So it's a different movie. Now, I don't think that. Like I said when we were watching it, if they had attempted to do an original killer with the actor that played the new Freddy, I think I would have liked it a whole lot more. I think that I wasn't excited that they replaced Robert Englund, but without that bias, it's not a bad movie.
Okay.
It's not a bad movie. It definitely had some crazy depths in it. Mm-hmm. Like when he slit the dude's throat and it went like all deep in there, and you saw like all the blood coming out. Like, okay, well,
that was pretty metal.
We out here. This is real.
Right.
We out here. This is real.
It's pretty metal. I love this.
Yeah. So, and I think that I like how they tried to do the fake out of, well, maybe he didn't do it. Y'all killed an innocent man. And come to find out, child molester. Like they actually went there. Like in the first few, they never really.
He was just a child killer.
He was a child killer. He wasn't a child molester.
Yeah.
And this one, he was
straight
a child molester.
Yeah.
Straight up pedophile. So, I like how they just this is it. This is what he is, and they just went head first into it. So, both has their pros and cons. I definitely like the newer ones acting better.
That's fair.
I like the newer one's story, even though it's a retread of the original one. I think they did it better. They did the story better. Better acting. It's for the times. So if I had to pick one to watch if I can only get one of them to watch, if I only had to watch one the rest of my life, it'll be the remake
Okay.
over the original.
Okay.
That's just me.
Okay.
What about you?
I'm gonna start with the bad, and then go with the pros. Okay. The bad for me was the fact they made him a pedo.
Okay.
Hated that aspect of him. It made him more terrifying, but it made me feel bad to like Freddy.
Okay.
Because beforehand, like I said, he was like my favorite slasher.
Mm-hmm.
Loved Freddy. Then after the remake, I mean, he's what he is, and it's like I don't like that, you know.
Right.
So it's like I feel bad to enjoy him. Like most slashers, you root for the slasher. You root for Jason.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see him wreck all the horny teens.
Uh-huh.
You know, you root for Ghostface. You want to see who Ghostface is. You want to see him win. You root for Freddy. Like, you know, for slasher flicks, you often find yourself rooting for the slasher. They're icons. You see them on t-shirts, Leatherface. You see them on t-shirts, masks. People dress up as them. But the new Freddy, I can't see myself supporting him, buying a t-shirt with him, because it's like he's a pedophile.
Well, the old one was too.
No, in the original ones, it never said that he molested any children, took photos of them naked, any of that shit.
Actually, it hinted to it.
Did it?
Yeah. Remember when he was? I think it was the first one, where he was licking the back of the kids' pictures and putting them in his little scrapbook or whatever, and so it was always hinted to. It was always hinted that maybe he's a kitty toucher, but this one actually just said it. So I think that they always hinted to it.
I knew they said that he was a child killer. That he would go after children and like murder them, which is sick as fuck. But I mean, it's a slasher flick. It's going to be sick. It's not going to be cool. But I definitely thought. I didn't think that he was a pedo in the originals. I didn't get that vibe from him. I got the vibe that he enjoyed doing what he did, and he enjoyed causing fear in people, and he targeted children because they were easier to scare. Even as a human, he targeted kids because they were scared. They were scared.
Okay.
And that's what I got when I watched the original Nightmares. Is that's the reason why the Springwood slasher targeted children, is because they were his easiest victims. He worked at elementary school. The easiest victims for him. And they were easier to scare. And him as a slasher, as a murderer when he was alive, that's what got him off, was the fear in the victim's eyes before he killed them.
Okay.
And that's what I got. The new one, though, emphasized him being a pedo.
Okay.
And for me, that didn't sit right for me.
Okay.
So that was probably my main con with the new one. And that, and the fact they didn't emphasize Nancy as the final girl really as much. That Quentin was there too as like the final guy, the final boy.
Okay.
And like I like Quentin's actor, he did okay. But slasher flick. Everybody dies at the final girl. That's the name, final girl. It's Nancy. She's the last person standing. But that's a minor inconvenience. The first one,
super easy.
barely an inconvenience. Ryan Rogers, that's the guy's name.
I don't know what his name
I
is.
think it's Ryan Rogers. This is his YouTube channel. Watch him. He's hilarious. Screen Rant.
No, that's not Spring Rant. It's Pitch Meeting.
Yeah, but it's on Screen Rant.
Oh.
There's the YouTube channel. Pitch Meetings on Screen Rant. It's hilarious. I feel like we need to comment about that. So, the new Nightmare, I liked it, the pros to it, because it made Freddy what he was supposed to be, which was a nightmare. It's in the name.
Okay.
Freddy was supposed to be someone that was scary. If I had the original Nightmare when I was a kid and I first saw it, and the new Nightmare when I was a kid and I first saw it, I would actually be scared of the new Nightmare. The original Nightmare, I thought it was funny. It was like a comedy. But the original Nightmare would have terrified me. Like that one scene, I still remember it, when he had the guy sitting upside down, and he had just killed him, just tore his hand through his chest when the dude was in prison. I And he was upside down in the boiler room in the nightmare. And Freddy walks up to him and he's like, you know what he says? You know what's funny? The brain's still active after 7 minutes when after the heart stops beating. He's like, we still have 5 more minutes to play. And he slowly drug his knife finger down the guy's chest. Like, bro, like, no. Like, I was like, yo, that's fucked. So the new Nightmare Freddy, he was more of a nightmare. Even his one-liners that he brought in, like, how's this for a wet dream, when Nancy was like swimming through blood. It was scary. Like, he had, like, it was a one-liner, it was memorable, but it was scary the way he used it. It showed how twisted Fred Krueger is as a person. Okay. Like, it showed that, like, he found it funny to see someone struggling to breathe in a pool of blood. He found that hilarious. And that's what really shows to me, Fred Krueger is fucked up. And so as a horror franchise, I think the original is better because it paints Freddy as unlikable. You know, he's a murderer. You're not supposed to like him. You're supposed to like the survivors. You're supposed to root for Nancy, Quentin. You're supposed to want them to succeed. So yeah, I like the first one because it plays more on the nightmare aspect.
Okay.
So yeah, favorite ending: Nightmare on Elm Street, original versus remake.
Okay.
Fire away. Which one's your favorite?
Remake.
And why? Okay, why?
Reason is because there wasn't a mannequin being pulled through a comically small hole that was obviously a mannequin. That they put no effort into making it look like it was a real person.
Okay.
The remake was a lot more realistic as far as, well, not realistic, but realistic as far as horror movies go. But again, it wasn't a mannequin. It wasn't obviously a mannequin. So yeah, that's remake would be my favorite. What about you?
Well, whew, shit. Okay. Oh, okay. Breathe, zombie. Breathe. Okay. Personally, I like the remake, obviously. Remake ending, what you said, mannequin, it's really bad. I mean, for the time, I'm sure people are like, oh my god, but it doesn't hold up.
Right.
I also don't like how the original made Freddy like a pixie. If you don't believe in him, he doesn't have any power over you. Yeah. So Nancy just turned her back and was like, I take back all the power that you took from me.
So, but that doesn't make sense because nobody else believed in him until you started killing him, so.
Exactly. So it doesn't make any sense, and it was complete crap. His power is inconsistent, okay? Freddy's power is inconsistent. Hashtag change my mind. But, so, the original had Nancy just turn her back on him, and then he literally faded into pixie dust.
He turned into TV static.
Yeah.
And disappeared.
It was just gone. And that was it. I mean, then of course you had the convertible part, and that was bullshit. I'll get into that. But for the way she beat Freddy, that was not a climax. That was not an ending for me.
Okay.
I was like, dude, if he's literally like Tinkerbell. If you just don't believe in him, his power is gone. Like, what kind of a serial killer is that?
Yeah.
But the remake had it badass. The remake had where they literally had a fight.
Yeah.
It was sick. And I love the scene. I was just talking to you about this. I love the scene when Freddy, like, he literally shoves his knives into Quentin's chest. And he's like, why won't you fucking die? And he just throws, like, literally like John Cena fucking throws him into the ground. And I was like, bruh. But going into the ending about Freddy coming through the mirror and taking her mom versus Freddy coming through the comically small window and taking the mannequin.
A body doesn't fit through there. It doesn't. So, you're not going to convince me that it does.
No. It was the new one. New one wins. 100%. And the ending credit scene, to have Nancy screaming about her mom being sucked into a fucking mirror versus the convertible looking like a tacky sweater and driving off into the sunset.
Yeah.
Remake wins.
Yeah.
Remake wins, ending wise, 100%.
Agreed.
All right.
All right. Did we do it?
I think we did it.
We did it.
Proud of us.
Yep.
We nailed it.
Stuck the landing on that one. Yep. Without question, stuck the landing on that one. Anyway, thank y'all for hanging out with us for a little while. We'll be back again.
In a couple of weeks or some shit.
Yeah.
We haven't set a schedule up. Don't count days. You'll be sitting. You might be holding your breath.
Can you tell which one of us is drunk?
No.
Can you tell? No? Take a guess.
All right. Anyway, I can still comprehend.
All right.
This is my brother, Kalel Creed. Fantastic guy. Check out his YouTube channel.
It is awesome. But all our socials will be in the description. Kalel Creed DB on everything.
Hell yeah.
Zombay-kay, are you gonna start socials or what are you gonna do?
I don't fucking know, dude. Okay. I might.
It won't be tonight. It won't.
No, not tonight, dude. I'm about to fucking be done.
But that's it for now. Be safe. Be good people.
We love you.
Don't touch kids.
No, don't be Freddy. You will be arrested. We love you. Be safe. All that good shit.